And a special one. For two hockey-playing brothers, the argument continues. Who does Mom like best?
Oh, she loves Jeff. She's a big Canuck fan.
She loves me because she never had to deal with you in the morning. She always slept in.
Oh, that's not true.
Sure it is. She loves you. I saw her get in a fight almost in the stands one night watching you play because some other parent was yelling at you.
No, she always loved you because you always did the dishes.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I always did the dishes all right. And you always cut the lawn, too.
I did cut the lawn.
I cut the lawn. You cut the neighbor's lawn because they gave you $5.
That's not true.
I cut our lawn. We didn't get paid. You took over when I was 18, so you were 15.
I might be cutting her lawn if we don't get our act together.
Today, 40 hockey players on both sides of the ice will be thinking of mums and wives. But for the next 3 hours, a game of prime importance moves into the spotlight. Vancouver want to win to take a 3-1 stranglehold in the best-of-7 Western semifinal. Dallas, with a victory, can even the series at 2. It has been an absolutely perfect, almost midsummer day on the West Coast with temperatures in the high 20s Celsius. And it promises to get even warmer inside the Pacific Coliseum this afternoon. The Canuck faithful hope their team can reverse a trend on home ice with a win in Game 4.
1,150, a capacity crowd, most of them attired in white, here at the Pacific Coliseum for this 4th game of the Western Conference semifinal. Andy Moog, who won his 60th postseason game, backstopping the Dallas Stars to a 4-3 win in Game 3, is the goaltender again tonight. This is his 3rd straight start. At the other end, Kirk McLean, who has gone all the way in the postseason for Vancouver. And he has been the busiest goaltender in the playoffs. He has stopped 336 shots. Bill McCreary is the referee this afternoon. Kevin Collins and Dan Shakti are the linesmen. Terry Gregson is the backup official. Game 4 with Broughton against Ronning in the face-off circle, about to get underway. Dallas Stars have made a lineup change. They've dressed an extra defenseman because of an injury to Grant Ledyard. Ledyard is also in the lineup, but they're uncertain how far he'll be able to go. And Gino Ojic is in the lineup of the Vancouver Canucks. He's replacing Sean Antoski. Here comes Brown, a long shot up high. There was some question whether or not Brown would be able to play because of a broken finger suffered in Game 3 in the first period. But Brown is out there. Whether it will affect his shooting remains to be seen. It's the little finger on his right hand that was broken.
Well, as you were mentioning, Don, a couple of different lineup changes. Bob Gainey has got a little bit more flexibility with an extra defenseman in the lineup. Tenorti obviously will not change. He busted his leg in January, and he will still have some time before he can come back and skate hard. Craig played the last game, but is out again. May, Donnelly, Needham, Dave Barr, who started the first 2 games of this series, is a scratch again. And the other 2 fellas did not have an opportunity to play in the playoffs as of yet. For the Vancouver Canucks, there was some question as to whether Brown would make it in. We thought that Slager might get his first opportunity in this year's playoffs. Things remain pretty much the same. Ojic will have lots of adrenaline when he gets his first shift.
Jeff Courtnall coming in wide on Hatcher, throws it out front, and the save is made by Moog off Murray Craven. Long shot in on McLean. Gagne racing in, forcing McLean to flip it to the corner to Babbage. Courtnall throws it right wide for Craven. Craven coming in against Hatcher, trying to go to the outside. Looks for someone to give it to. Diddick fired it wide. Now Broughton starts back. Gilchrist goes for the net. Gagne unable to get it to him as he was tied up by Diddick, and Diddick takes him into the corner. Broughton comes in trying to free the puck. He does. From a sharp angle, the puck winds up in the mesh at the side of the Vancouver net.
Boy, you get big defensemen like Glennon Diddick, and you see the effort that Paul...
Well in the postseason for Vancouver. He was a player who was mentioned often prior to the trade deadline as possibly being moved by the Vancouver Canucks. Right now, I'm quite sure that they're very happy they made the decision to retain his services.
Ups and downs during the season. It always amazes me how you can be in the doghouse one week and be untouchable the next.
I think that certainly applies to Trevor Linden. There were some Vancouver fans who thought that perhaps Linden late in the year when he was on a goalless drought should be moved, but boy, has he performed well in the playoffs. Andy Moog plays it around the boards, cut off by Bure. Linden out front, he scores!
Bob Gainey wanted to see what it was like to get the first goal. That ain't gonna happen here. Trevor Linden draws first blood again after getting last blood in game 3. Got a puck in the side of the head. Look at him all alone in front. A miscue by Dallas. Talked about discipline, not getting too excited. Dallas got excited in their own end of the rink. Left Linden alone all in front. And the result is predictable when that happens.
Linden leads the playoffs in goal scoring. That's his 8th. And the Vancouver Canucks continue their string of scoring the first goal in every game in this series against the Dallas Stars. Dallas has really had first period problems in the playoffs. They have been outscored 9-3 in the opening period. Adams and Bure draw the assists on Linden's 8th goal of the postseason, coming at 2:09 of the first period. Mike Lawler back of his net, being watched by Ronnie. Evison played it over on the right side for Eklund. He couldn't get to it. Jelena is in the lineup despite suffering a concussion in the opening minutes of game 3. He did not return, and there was some question whether or not he would be able to go in this 4th game, but he is dressed this afternoon and he's out there now with line mates Momesso and Ronnie. Ronnie looking for the lead pass. It was blocked before it got through to him. 16:47 remaining in the opening period. Vancouver leading by a score of 1-0. Murray Craven has it. He frees it for Courtnall. Babbage races up in the play. Courtnall is checked from behind by Modano. Modano tried to send Broughton away on a 2-on-1, but he couldn't grab the puck. Now Modano winds up. His shot goes off Babbage. Modano going to the corner, trying to center. Babbage left Modano to go to the front of the net. The puck comes to the point. A shot through traffic, and McLean has it. 16:17 remaining in the first. Vancouver leads by 1.
Well, Gainey, the 5-time Stanley Cup champion as a player, said he would like to see what it's like to score the first goal, but he said it's not a big deal anymore. As long as Vancouver doesn't get more than a couple ahead, we feel we can fight back in. We'll see if they do.
Matvechuk flipped it towards the net. He gets it again. He winds up. His shot goes wide. Broughton in front. Gagne couldn't get a stick on it. Gilchrist in the corner, checked by Babbage. Matvechuk pinches in from the point to keep it in. Babbage tries to clear along the boards. Bure comes back to help out. He can't get it out. Hatcher fired it in deep. Gagne goes to the corner. Bumped there by Babbage. The puck is loose. Back to the line, knocked away from Ludwig. Bure trying to break away. Bure working against Ludwig. Bure circling. He shoots. It's blocked. Ludwig goes to the corner. Tried to fire it around the boards. Knocked down by Adams. Lume has it. Lume goes back to the net for Adams. Adams is checked. The puck poked up along the boards. Broughton stepped into. Glynn bumped him. Kept it in. Here's Bure looking out for Lume, and the puck was deflected away from him by Gilchrist. However, the Stars can't get it out. From the bench, players yelling to Gilchrist to ice it, but he spotted an opening and is able to skate down the ice before dumping it in and then going to the bench in the change. Adams sends Tim Hunter on his way. McPhee is after him. The puck goes loose in the corner. Cavallini and Hunter bump. The puck is caught up in skates, and Courtnall manages to get it out. Fired right back in by Jeff Brown. Now Momesso dumps it back of the net. Back McIntyre and Hunter are in there pursuing for Vancouver, but it comes free. Cavallini for Courtnall. Courtnall couldn't handle the pass, and the puck is flipped up over the glass and out of play with 14:28 remaining in the opening period. You talked about Dallas not scoring the first goal of the game. In 8 of the 10 games the Vancouver Canucks have played, the winning team has scored the first goal.
Well, and you wonder if that has something to do with the home record that we looked at. Dallas not doing a great job in this series at home, and Vancouver has struggled at home in both series that they've been involved in. And I think one of the big reasons is the strong defensive slant that's on the game now. When you get home, you sometimes put a little bit too much pressure on yourself to make a play that isn't there. And if a team is playing strong defensively against you, they pick those off and turn them into goals. We've seen that on more than one occasion in this series.
Gino Ojic dressed for the first time in this series. And he is making his presence felt as he is bumping every black uniform. And he goes in behind the net for a collision with Smolik as the whistle goes. 14:06 remaining in the period.
Well, Ojic has got lots of adrenaline saved up. He hasn't played for a few games now, and he starts to get rid of some of it. Goes after Big Hatcher, does a nice job taking him out of the play with Jelena, and then when he makes a late bump right here, Bill McCreary could have perhaps given Ojic a penalty if he wanted to slow him down. Instead, he let the Stars retaliate a bit, They threw Ojic to the ice, and there were no penalties as a result. Through the regular season, there's a look, 16 goals, 5 game winners. Boy, if you could score 40 and have that percentage, wouldn't you be a happy guy?
Ojic dressed for the first 3 games against Calgary, but has not been in the uniform of the Canucks since. Hedekin falls in the corner. Modano attempted to center it. It went behind the net. At the blue line, the Canucks are successful in moving it out. Here comes Jelena for Ojic. Ojic's shot is deflected high. 13:36 remaining in the first period. Trevor Linden's 8th of the postseason has the Canucks in a 1-0 lead. Didick, in trying to fire it out, hit the linesman Kevin Collins. Ronning gets the puck and his shot right on, but Andy Moog steers it to the corner.
Well, it's difficult when you come back in a series like this. It's a quick, good skating series, and when you haven't played for a few games, you have to make sure your shifts are short, because no matter how hard you practice, you can't have the same snap in your legs that is required at the start of a game like this. Ojic just felt that after a fairly long shift.
Collins must have thought that he had a bullseye on his jersey, because not only did Didick hit him once, but almost nailed him again a second time. He had to jump high. Here's Bure. Bure shoots. It's wide. The puck bounces back to the point. Babbage tried to flip it in front of the net to Adams. It was intercepted by the Stars and dumped out.
Well, the way Bure moves around, and with his record in scoring goals, you know that you're not going to shut him down completely. Bob Gainey wants to limit this guy, not eliminate him.
McPhee with a quick shot. It comes to Courtnall. Bounces over his stick. Courtnall trying to find some room, is checked by Bure, and Bure starts back. The Canucks starting this game much as they did Game 3. And an offside call with 12 remaining in the period results in a stoppage in play.
You know, it's like when you're a kid and somebody throws a water balloon at you. No matter which way you move, you can't quite get out of the way. You know you're going to get hit. Well, Collins experiences this feeling right here as Didick clears it. He can't get out of the way. And that bullseye you talked about, Don, got hit right in the blue part.
Lume circles in the corner, trying to get away from Gilchrist. A pass intended for Lafayette, too far for him. Smolik has it. An extra defenseman dressed this afternoon for the Dallas Stars. Mike Craig has been scratched from the lineup. Craven trying to center. He's checked back of the net, and the Stars come up with the puck. It's freed now for Eklund, coming in against Lume. Gilchrist driving for the net. He takes the pass. Big save by McLean. Gilchrist must feel he's snake bitten against Kirk McLean, because in the January 27th game, here at the Pacific Coliseum. He had a penalty shot and was stopped by the Vancouver goaltender. In alone on Kurt McLean after taking the pass from Eklund, and the Vancouver goaltender won that battle. Now it's McIntyre picking up the loose puck, but the penalty call had been made by referee Bill McCreary.
Well, Courtnall, I think, is going to get 120 seconds for roughing. He came over to the Vancouver bench wanting a little bit of sympathy, I think, for the swat that he got in the eye. He got into it with Hatcher inside the blue line and went a little bit too far. Look at this pass here and watch Gilchrist fight through the check. He's on the right side of your screen, and he's got past two Canucks here, and he's rewarded right now as everybody is chasing him. Remember those free spins I talked about that Moog gave the Stars a couple of evenings ago? Well, McLean just did the exact same thing for his team, stopping Gilchrist after Gilchrist had a tremendous individual effort to generate that scoring opportunity for his hockey club.
And talking about penalty shots, as you saw on the screen, Gilchrist had one on January 27th. Luke Robitaille today at the World Championships, providing Canada with the gold medal in a shootout, scoring in the second phase of the shootout after it was tied at 2 after the first 5 shooters had their chance. And for the first time since the Trail Smoke Eaters won in 1961, Canada has won a gold medal at the World Hockey Championships. Congratulations to Glenn Sather, George Kingston, and all those associated with Team Canada '94. Here comes Modano. On the power play, the Vancouver Canucks have been very effective. They have really killed off scoring opportunities. Ledyard having some problems handling it. Ledyard looking towards the net now, opts to flip it to the corner, takes a return pass. Over to the other side for Matvichuk. Gagne shoots and fires it wide. Ledyard gets it off the boards. Back to Gagne, and another penalty call has been made by McCreary, and I think he's sending a player off from each side.
Modano and Hedican will each get a couple of minutes, and the power play will continue for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Vancouver's penalty killing has been excellent against the Stars. Almost 90%. Hedican and Modano get into it in front of the net. Not a bad trade for Vancouver, with all due respect to Brent Hedican. If you can get this guy off the ice, even if you're going to take 2, as long as you don't give an extra man advantage, it is a swap that you would take with virtually anybody else on your hockey club.
10:17 the time remaining in the period. 1:10 remaining in the penalty to Courtnall. Vancouver has given up more power plays than any other team in the postseason. And this has been a strange postseason year. In the second round, the visiting team has won 9 of 14 games. So teams that struggle all year during the regular season to gain that home ice advantage have not had any edge at all.
Well, it just means that when you do get at home, you can't try to do any more than what the situation allows you to do. If you do, with the styles that teams play nowadays, it can get you into big trouble.
Vancouver has only given up 3 power play goals in the last 47 manpower situations the opposition has had. Here's Didick. He tried to center it, now races in himself after the loose puck, but he overskated it, and Courtnall starts back. Courtnall has Darian Hatcher jumping up into the play. Courtnall with a nifty move and a backhand shot that is blocked by McLean. Now Bure grabs the loose puck. Bure breaking in. Cavallini trying to get back, and Andy Moog makes the save. One guy Andy Moog doesn't want to see racing in on him is Pavel Bure, who has extended his scoring streak to 9 games. Eklund looks back to the point. There's a shot. It's fired wide. At the other side, Hatcher couldn't keep it in. Linden tried to pressure him, but Hatcher got it across ice to Cavallini. And as the Stars brought it in across the Vancouver line, it was offside. 5 seconds remaining in the penalty to Russ's brother Jeff.
Well, Courtnall has got pretty good wheels, and he's crafty as well. Sneaks through here and gets a weak backhand away on McLean. McLean handles this one easily. Now this is normal speed. Watch this guy eat up the ice. Boy, can Bure lug the mail. He gets going down the side. Cavallini was pushing all he could do to catch up to Bure, and Bure kept opening up ice between them, managed to get a good shot away.
Modano leads the Dallas Stars in shots with 41. Pavel Bure leads the Vancouver Canucks. He has 36 shots. The Canucks have 4 players who have 30 shots or more and another who has 29. So there's fairly even distribution among the forwards who are firing the puck. Well, there's quite a discrepancy among Dallas players after Modano. There's Corporal's shot, and Andy Moe grabs the rebound and holds it for a face-off. 8:50 remaining in the open. NHL Senior Vice President Brian Bure is a spectator at this afternoon's hockey game, and he'll be joining Steve Armitage in our first intermission. There were people wondering what decision he would make after Game 2 of the playoffs following the elbow implant by Pavel Bure onto the jaw of Shane Shirley. Here's a chance for Mamesso. Some thought that Bure might be suspended. The end result was a $500 fine, the maximum allowed according to the collective bargaining agreement with the Players Association. And Shane Shirley wasn't happy about that.
Well, I can't really blame him, but that's water under the bridge now, and we'll talk about the next elbow that comes up, because there's going to be a few yet.
And let me correct myself. Brian will be on in the second intermission with Steve Armitage. Somewhere along the way, we're going to hear from him.
Whether we like it or not.
Mamesso is checked. The puck goes to the corner. Ronning is after it. Jurla thought he had him lined up, and then Ronning sidestepped the captain of the Stars. 7:50 remaining in the opening period. 1-0 is the score. Ronning has it again. Knocked away from him, but the Stars can't clear. Ronning keeps it in. He gets it over to Glenn. Glenn moves in. He shoots, and Moe makes the save. Penalty coming up against the Stars. Cliff Ronning was all over the Dallas zone, and the end result is a penalty against Bob.
Don, we mentioned disciplined play over an entire 60 minutes. Now, Eklund gets a hooking penalty here, but it's because Dallas did not clear the puck out. This one comes up the boards, and look at the great job. Ronning's the third man high, and now all of a sudden there's some doubt as to whether he might get a rebound, so Eklund hauls him down. If Dallas gets that puck out, not only do they relieve some pressure, but they also avoid a penalty.
Brown moves it over to Lume. Lume shoots. Puck goes to the corner off a skate. Hatcher bumped in the corner. Bure trying to poke it loose. Hatcher again trying to hold it. You can hear Andy Moe yelling, "Freeze it, freeze it." So far, the Dallas Stars haven't been able to do that. And as Gilchrist tried to clear, he put it out of play.
And speaking of freeze it, the ice here in PNE is 2 degrees cooler than it was the last game. The reason for that is the ice, or the temperature rather, outside. It's a lot warmer day, so the ice plant's working a little bit overtime. You know, at the start of this season, the odds in Las Vegas were much different than they are now. Not that we would ever wager on a game, Don, but take a look at how it's changed. The Rangers 3-1, closer to 2-1. How about those San Jose numbers? Could have made a slight improvement there.
Lume works his way to the corner, and the puck is cleared. I think the San Jose Sharks at the start of the year might have been a lot more than 50-1 to win the Stanley Cup.
You just have to find the right guy.
There was a classification of several teams listed as the field for odds makers, but individually, I think the Sharks were a lot more than 50-1, particularly after they started the year 0-8-1. And Pat Quinn started the team started the year in just the opposite fashion. They had a 6-game winning streak, their longest of the year, in the first week of the season, the first month of the season.
Now a little bit like a marathon, you can start quick and be ahead of everybody, but the guy who is best conditioned in all aspects over a long season, 84 games, 190 days, 12 regular season, and 16 more wins in the playoffs. The start is important, but it's not what everybody remembers.
Pass is behind Adams. Brown has to give it back to Bure as the Canucks try and set up with 57 seconds remaining in the penalty to Eklund. Here comes Bure. Brown has it at the line. Brown will move it over to Lume. Brown takes a return pass back to Lume. Brown has the broken finger, pinky finger on his right hand, and there were some concerns as to whether it would hinder his ability to shoot. Adams for Linden. He's knocked down with a hit in front of the net, and the fans react thinking there should have been a penalty, but there was no call.
Broughton timed that hit perfectly. The puck was right on Linden's stick when Broughton pushed him down. If he's a half a second earlier, that would have been even more glaring and maybe a penalty.
Jeff Courtnall rockets one from the left side that is kicked out by Moe. Didick flips it towards the net, knocked down in front of the net, and the Stars clear with just 5 seconds remaining in the Eklund penalty.
What a great play by Didick to keep that puck in off the glass. That's a hard shot off the glass. We always say if you want to get it out, do that. Didick very bravely stands in and picks it off the glass, just like a good shortstop does, and carries the power play on from there.
Ronning is checked at the point. Evason knocks it out to center ice and beyond. Glenn was looking for Jelena. He couldn't handle the pass. The Stars quite content now to put it on the glass and out as Lume goes back after it. Lume leaves it there for Courtnall. Courtnall looking for Ronning. He tried to spring him in the neutral zone with a lead pass, but he couldn't knock it down, and with 4:55 remaining in the opening period, Vancouver is called for icing.
Former Olympian Neil Broughton put a cross-check on Linden right here. Look as the puck comes out right there. Boy, Broughton was fortunate he didn't get a penalty, and Jelena with great pursuit on the puck. This is one of the things that he does best. He's very compact, has great speed. He catches up and delivers a pretty good body check.
Murray Craven started the playoffs at center. But when he was injured in the Calgary series, Trevor Linden moved to the center position. When Craven returned, Linden remained at center, and Craven is playing the wing. And he's been more effective for the Canucks playing the wing. Here comes Lume. This year voted the Canucks outstanding defenseman. He has really picked up the level of his game in the last 4 or 5 games. He started slowly against Calgary. Penalty coming up, and it will go against Dallas with 4:33 remaining in the opening period. Bob Gainey spoke about discipline and said that the thing he did not want to see from his team was too many trips to the penalty box, and this is the second for Mike Modano.
Well, especially when your top scorer in the regular season and playoffs is the guy that's going there. Modano from Minnesota originally went up to Prince Albert to play junior hockey. When he got there, they said he looked like a 13-year-old, but he was really 16, and he played like a 21-year-old. Vancouver's power play very strong in the playoffs, and particularly against the Dallas Stars. They're at about 27% in this particular series. And when you combine that with the anemic penalty killing that the Stars have had, it makes for more wins right now than Vancouver has got losses. The Stars would like to see those numbers turn around slightly.
Brown lets the shot go. That may have hit Linden in the back. Here's Lume with a shot. Puck loose in front of the net. Linden races after it. So does Bure. Bure managed to free his stick and get a shot, but now the Stars have the puck, and Gilchrist brings it out. Boy, Brown wound up and let a shot go, and Linden had been knocked down directly in front of him, and he caught the puck in the back. But we've seen the toughness of Trevor Linden. He stayed out there in Game 3 late in the third period, even though he had blocked a shot on the side of the head and was cut, a cut that required stitches. He didn't go off the ice. Lume lays it back for Adams, over to Bure. Bure to Brown. He one-times it, saved by Moe. And McPhee will grab the rebound and move it ahead to Broughton. Broughton is checked as he gets to the line. He gets it back again, but it's offside. 1:01 remaining in the penalty to Modano.
Well, Andy Moog played with Reggie Lemelin in Boston, and from that experience, he made a slight modification to his equipment. Here's a look at his stick. It's got a bunch of different warps in it. You see the one right above the paddle? That's the most important one. And notice the way the shaft goes down towards the end. It's curved a little bit at the end for poke checks as well, but when Moog wants to put the paddle straight along the ice, he can hold the glove right at the white part, and you see that it allows his fingers some space so that he can put the shaft and that paddle all the way along the ice. And if a puck happens to slide by his blocker, as we get a live shot of that stick, the puck happens to slide by his blocker, it has to get over the stick before it gets in. A little trick that Moog has used in stick design.
There's another little curve right up at the end of the shaft, and this stick is referred to as the Curtis curve. There was a time when the company that originally designed it for him stopped making the stick, so he had to go to Christian to get the new stick that he now uses. Ronning leaves it in the corner for Courtnall. Back to Ronning. Ronning looks across ice. Here's a shot fired wide by Brown. Brown gets it again. He lets the shot go. It's blocked. And the Dallas Stars will clear with 19 seconds remaining in the Modano penalty. Well, if there were any concerns about the ability of Jeff Brown to fire the puck, I think they've been answered on this power play.
Absolutely. Your pinky finger can be sore. Still play with it without much problem, as Brown is showing us.
Modano is up, ready to come out of the penalty box. McPhee trying to go wide. McPhee cuts in front, save! And the puck is flipped down the ice. McLean stood his ground as McPhee, who scored 2 goals in game 1, drove for the net. Now Russ Courtnall comes in. He lets the shot go. It trickles off back towards the net, and McLean knocked that to the corner, and it's flipped down the ice with 2:11 remaining in the period. Ledyard's pass cut off by Babbage. Babbage now goes to the bench in a change. Hatcher is being watched behind his net by Jelena. Jelena, when KO'd in the first period in game 3, went to the dressing room, saw Dana Merzen in the dressing room, wasn't really sure who Dana Merzen was, and then asked him why he wasn't playing. Well, Merzen was hurt in game 7 of the Calgary series. But when you're not cold like Jelena was, you're not really sure when you head to the dressing room. About 39 is the time remaining in the opening period. 1-0 the Vancouver Canucks lead. The Canucks lead the series 2-1. During the regular season, Trevor Linden played 15 games at center for the Canucks. They really weren't happy with his play, but I think they're ecstatic about his performance at center in the playoffs.
I like Linden at center. I think he moves the puck well. I think it gives him a little bit more responsibility, and that's something that I believe he thrives on.
He's the power center, I'd suggest, that all teams look for.
Sure is nice to have a guy like that. Well, Bob Gainey came to the National Hockey League and had some very impressive statistics with the Montreal Canadiens. 16 years as a player, 8 years as their captain, 5 Stanley Cups. And after his career there, he went over to France, coached and played. I looked at this picture some time ago and I thought, who's the guy with the squirrel on his shirt? I don't know whether you remember Saturday Night Live, and John Candy always used to say, who's the guy with the snake on his face? I'm that guy. Well, Bob Gainey was the guy with the squirrel for some time while he was over in France.
And what some people may not be aware of about Bob Gainey, he played for Ontario in the 1971 Canada Games in Saskatoon and was on a gold medal winning team in the Canada Games.
Well, everybody would know that.
I think he's the only NHLer who has ever played in the Canada Games. The only player who has ever gone on to the NHL after performing in the Canada Games. A deflection, rebound, and McLean manages to keep it out.
Well, Trevor Linden here is breathing a sigh of relief. The Stars found a way to come back towards the end of the first period in game number 3, and with a surge there, they tried to tie the game. Watch Linden as he comes back, missed his check here for a second and lifts the stick, and then he slowly takes the puck into McLean. This is very dangerous territory when you're trying to cajole that puck into your goaltender. If he misses it, watch Linden right here, takes it into his glove. If he misses it, you can score a goal, tie a hockey game. Linden didn't want 2 goals and be responsible for a tie going in to period number 2.
Well, the captain of the Stars, Shane Churla, deflected the puck towards Kirk McLean, and then the captain of the Vancouver Canucks got it back to McLean again as he tied it up for a face-off. Brent Hennigan comes down the right side with some speed. He's checked. The puck is knocked behind the net by Ludwig. McPhee moves away. Rink-wide pass intended for Courtnall. He couldn't get to it, and McLean stops it at the side of the net, leaving it there for Brown. 22 seconds remaining in the period. Cut off by Courtnall and a redirection by Broughton. And that forced McLean to make another save. Canucks out shooting the Stars 12-11, and they have the only goal of the hockey game, scored early at the 2:09 mark by Trevor Linden. And that's the way the first period is going to end.
A very, very close period of hockey. The kind of period that I would have expected when this series opened. But as it gets longer, the games get closer. Vancouver setting the stage once again, a little bit more disciplined, and as we discussed at the start of the hockey game, that discipline over 60 minutes will determine the winner.
So the Vancouver Canucks take a 1-0 lead to the dressing room here at the Pacific Coliseum in Game 4 of this Western Conference semifinal series, and the Vancouver Canucks lead the series 2-1. Jim, they realize that they can't take a foolish penalty in attempting to avenge the hit Bure put on Shane Churla.
Well, people outside the game always look for some sort of retaliation, and it happens once in a while, but much more often than not, it's forgotten over a period of time. And when you have a chance to even a score, perhaps you do. That doesn't mean that the game doesn't get physical. And Dallas came out very physically in Game 3, much more so than they had in the previous 2, and this sort of thing has been a little bit more regular than what we saw when we were in Texas.
Well, we have had a couple of elbowing incidents. Bure on Churla, Ludwig on Jelena. The 2 recipients of the elbows were both knocked out, but there really hasn't been much else of a serious nature in this series. Only 1 goal in the first period. Trevor Linden with his 8th from Adams and Bure.
You know, we talked about disciplined play. Watch Adams here. This is the play that makes the goal right here. Dumps it in, tried to put it off a skate, and when it didn't go, he made the easy play around the side. Linden described it perfectly, and I'll guarantee you that Linden hollered for that puck as much as Adams seems like he has eyes in the back of his head sometime. It's amazing if you just give a little shout, your teammate recognizes your voice, and you get good at passing to where that sound came from. Adams clearly did. And Linden made absolutely no mistake.
Bill McCreary skated over to both benches to talk with coaches Bob Gainey and Pat Quinn. Probably just suggesting that they tell their players he doesn't want any nonsense. Platt comes down the left side. Churla goes for the net, and Babbage broke that one up. Now Babbage moves it ahead for Ronning to Jelena. He couldn't handle the pass. Hatcher takes Jelena in against the boards. The puck comes back to the line. Cut off there by Diddick. Diddick gets it back to Babbage. His shot is high off the glass. Ronning tried to center. It deflected back of the net. Babbage pinching in from the point, but Churla was able to chop it past him. Modano picks it up, a quick shot, and Modano just missed. Jelena is back to gather it in for Vancouver. We played a minute in the second period. 1-0, the Canucks lead. Ronning dumps it in. The Canucks make a change. Adams takes up the chase offensively for Vancouver. Forechecking against Ludwig, forcing the puck back to the net where Courtnall tries to move it out. Courtnall takes his own pass off the boards for Broughton. Broughton tried to return it to him, but was tied up by Linden. Now it comes loose to Courtnall. A shot and a save by McLean. McPhee battling with Glynn in the corner. Centering pass by Broughton, picked off by the Canucks. Adams comes back. Adams looks for someone to give it to, decides to shoot. It's high and wide, all the way back to the point. Glynn can't keep it in. But Courtnall can't catch up with it as Lume takes it back in his own zone. 2 minutes gone by in the second period. 1-0. Vancouver leading on a goal by Linden at the 2:09 mark of the opening period. Pavel Bure drew an assist in that goal, and that was his 14th point of the postseason, and that ties him for the playoff scoring lead with Doug Gilmour of Toronto. And of course, Gilmour has the big game coming up tonight immediately following this one against the San Jose Sharks, part of a Hockey Night in Canada doubleheader, and a penalty call has been made against Vancouver.
Well, Trevor Linden gets an interference penalty here as he steps in front and hopes that Bure can continue to jump up the ice. Broughton went down. Linden went out. By the expression on his face, as I'm sure a lot of people that saw the replay, that tells you what everybody would do if they had the chance to look at the replay and then make the penalty call.
During the regular season, in the 4 meetings between the two teams, the Dallas Stars failed to score a power play goal. Hunter forces Matlichuk to take it back at his own net. Good young defenseman for the Stars with a big shot. Sometimes Evgeny says he has a tendency to try and carry the puck a little too much rather than make the pass. Modano has it back of the net. Modano is checked. Edison comes in, and there's a penalty call made against Vancouver. So that will negate the advantage that the Dallas Stars held with Trevor Linden in the penalty box. And for the 3rd time, Modano goes to the penalty box.
Modano has had 3 of the 4 Dallas penalties this afternoon. Fighting for the puck, gets a stick up on Hedekin's foot. This one is of the same nature that Trevor Linden just experienced. The only difference is they were 32 seconds apart. Vancouver and Dallas will now play 4-on-4 for 1:28.
Neil Broughton scored 2 goals for Dallas on Friday in their 4-3 win. He's in the face-off circle against Murray Craven. Brock comes back to the line for Babbage. Babbage for Bure. Bure moving in. Bure shoots. It's blocked. Bure stakes a swipe at it again. It bounces free to Courtnall. Courtnall coming in against Diddick. Courtnall goes rink wide to the late man. Broughton. His shot deflects, and McLean in front of the net took it off the stick of Hatcher. And now Hatcher and McLean are tangled up. Both are in the goal. Here comes Bure for Craven. Craven shoots, saved by Mold. Back loose in front of the net, moved up along the boards for Broughton. Broughton working in against Babbage. Broughton tried to step past the Vancouver defenseman. It was knocked away from him. Here comes Cavallini. Cavallini was checked as he tried to go to his backhand, and he collides with McLean. And that's the reason for the crowd reaction. Bure in across the line, but Murray Craven couldn't hold the line, and he protests to linesman Kevin Collins.
Take a look at the save that Kirk McLean makes here. There's a nice deflection. It comes up, Broughton gets it out of the air, and McLean, who is already in the process of watching the puck, kicks his leg up. I think it was going to go wide, but great reaction time by McLean. The Canucks come down, and Moog plays the angle perfectly to knock it down, and then McLean gets knocked down. Here, Cavallini, watch his right foot, pulls the legs out from underneath McLean. That's disaffectionately called the old slew foot, and I'm quite surprised that McCurry did not give the penalty to Cavallini for his efforts on that particular play.
27 seconds remaining in the Trevor Linden penalty. Jelena for Hedekin. Hedekin was looking for Adams beyond him. In the corner, the puck is loose. Ludwig tries to move it up along the boards. Adams is all over him. And now the Stars will flip it out. Jelena goes back after it. Jelena had the game winner in game 1 of the series, a 6-4 Vancouver victory. Jelena still working in, and now Linden is out of the penalty box, but the puck skipped over his stick. 25 seconds remaining in the Modano penalty. Adams behind his back. Brown will drive it in. It comes all the way around the boards, and Hatcher tried to get outstopped by Linden. Linden gets it over to Brown. He moves in. Brown pinching in from the point, tried to flip it to the corner, but it deflected over the glass and out of play.
Well, Brown got whacked on his finger, little finger that is, and when he shoots the puck now, he feels it a little bit more. Unless he's had it frozen somewhat, your little finger does not stop the movement in your hand to any great extent. It's more of a bothersome injury than it is that one that would limit your play. What a great play here as Linden, I think it was, dumped the puck across to Brown. Some players start to come over to him. Look at Brown, comes late, something the Vancouver defense have done very, very well in the playoffs. They've timed their attacks perfectly. They jump in at the right time and haven't given up any offensive chances with the times that they have jumped into the play.
Now Modano is out of the penalty box, and the Stars break out, but just as quickly, Lume jumps up to break up any 4-on-2 possibility. Ronning is checked. Broughton can't go anywhere with the puck. Lume brings it back for Ronning. He's having some problems handling it against the Dallas number 7, Neil Broughton. And there's a stoppage in play. The Dallas net came off its supports.
Well, we saw the net come off a couple of times in Dallas. Andy Moog calmly went to the corner and put his hands up in the air. This is how the net did come off. Looks like it's loose to begin with, and it was. And Moog used that to his advantage. When the puck was down at the other end, it can sit like that for a while. And then when the play comes into your end, you just hit it a la derriere. And as the net moves off, you can feign complete ignorance as to what happened. That's what happened, and that's why the play stopped.
Well, the Dallas Stars have won their last 5 visits to the Pacific Coliseum. Their last loss, December 12th, 1991, a 7-5 setback. This year, they had a perfect record, as they did last year. We had an interesting visit with Fred Marsh from Kitimat, the gentleman who designed the Marsh peg that supports the nets in the National Hockey League. And during the first game in Dallas, we talked about some of the problems they were having in Dallas and how easily the nets came loose. And he said, yes, there was a definite problem with the size of the peg they had inserted into one of the nets in Dallas. But it was corrected for game 2.
Well, Fred had to make a special peg for the Dallas rink. They did not want to change the size of the inserts in the floor, and that's what causes the problem there.
14:23 remaining in the second period. McIntyre had some problems picking up the pass, but is able to poke it over to the wing. It comes back to Lume. Lume moves in. Lume still has it. A wraparound and hit the post. And Moog dives on the loose puck. Oh, Lume for a brief moment had about half the net as he came out from behind to try and stuff it in, and he hit the post, and Moog got the rebound.
Well, there's a famous replay that includes Bobby Orr doing this, a couple of dekes and dives, and then goes all the way around the net. And because there's such a log jam in front, nobody can get to the other side. Lume almost used that straight stick to his advantage and wheeling around. He needed another half a step before he went to the open net. If he had of, he may have increased the margin by 2. Moog jumped on that rebound very quickly.
Andy Moog, number 9 all-time in regular season victories, 303 during his career. Of the 8 gentlemen who are ahead of him, one of them is not in the Hall of Fame. And that's Rogie Vachon, 335 career wins. Terry Sawchuk, Jacques Plante, 435 and 434. Tony Esposito, Glenn Hall, Gump Worsley, and Harry Lumley. Along with Billy Smith, they're all Hall of Fame members.
Pretty exclusive company. If you play for winning teams, and you combine that with being a great goaltender, you can avoid injury and stay in the league. It's something that you can aspire to, and Moog has done it.
Courtnall with some speed, then he's bumped by Ludwig, goes to the corner after the puck, takes another hit from Gagne. McIntyre trying to roll off Ledyard's check. The puck goes to the other corner, picked up by the Stars, but against the forechecking of Didick, they can't get out. Ledyard will try again for Ludwig. This time, Gilchrist will get the puck out, rink wide for Broughton. Broughton moves it into the slot for Ledyard. He takes a hit. Broughton drives it towards the net. It's broken up by Vancouver, and back comes Craven. Craven crossing with Courtnall. A behind-the-back pass, broken up, and the younger brother, Russ Courtnall, drives to the net, but he's checked by Babbage. Jeff will race after the loose puck, but gives up the chase as Andy Moog gets there first. He goes to the bench on a line change. 12:50 remaining in the second period. 1-0 the Canucks lead. Hedican is stopped. The puck is flipped high, and Linden did a good job of tying up Russ Courtnall, preventing him from going after the loose puck.
Boy, not much open ice in this hockey game. They don't want to turn over anything at the blue line. Both defensive systems of each team very, very strong. Tough to penetrate.
Moog tried to clear. Hedican gets it. He shoots. And the puck may have bounced off Adams in front of the net. Again, Linden breaks up a pass intended for Courtnall, and he stays right with him, forcing Courtnall back into his own zone. Courtnall falls. Hatcher picks up the puck. Hatcher gets to the line. He's checked, and the puck comes back to center ice. Cavallini will flip it high. It takes a weird bounce in front of McLean. He had to drop to both knees to make the save. 11:48 remaining in the second period. 1-0 Vancouver leads on a first period goal by Trevor Linden. Modano tried to split the defense. He was knocked off the puck. Mike Lawler checked along the boards by Momesso. Now the loose puck is picked up by Eklund. Eklund in front for Modano, and McLean managed to check here. And the fans applaud the efforts of Captain Kirk with 11:21 remaining in the period. A beautiful view from Grouse Mountain of Vancouver Harbor.
Well, everybody talks about players getting in a zone at certain times in their career. It's just a matter of how long you can continue that. If you continue it long enough, everybody knows about you. Watch McLean here, very confident, stands up, great presence of mind. He's watching the play. Not easy when the team has had it down on the other end for a bit. With great concentration, he was ready with the poke check. And when number 9's coming in on you that quickly, you have to be sharp.
And he makes the save off Shane Churla, who took the puck from the face-off. McLean made 31 saves in the first game of the playoffs against Calgary and posting a 5-0 shutout. And in Game 2 against Dallas, he made 39 saves in registering a 3-0 victory. There have been 12 shutouts this year in the playoffs. The record was set in '92. It was also 12, so that record has been equaled this year. Lawler touches for an icing call against Vancouver. Churla and Hunter exchange words, spin each other around. Nothing more serious is going to develop out of that confrontation. Tim Hunter, the most experienced performer with the Vancouver Canucks. And Martin Jelena and Tim Hunter have something in common. They have each won Stanley Cups, but with different teams.
Well, Jelena is playing very, very strong hockey despite getting run over and losing his senses in the first shift of game number 3. Has he been a factor in this game? Look at him with Shane Churla, and then he jumps back in the play here, gets the pass. He's on his way down the ice and takes another check before it's all done. Look at Jelena just bashing and grinding. Great play by Martin Jelena. Once again, a guy that can skate and doesn't mind mixing it up.
Puck comes back to Ludwig, now to Ledyard. He tried to get into position for a shot, and it was blocked by Jelena. We're approaching the midpoint of the second period. 1-0 the Vancouver Canucks lead. The only goal by Trevor Linden, his 8th of the playoffs at the 2:09 mark of the opening period. And with that goal, Linden has the goal-scoring lead in postseason action. He and Pavel Bure came into this contest each with 7. Ledyard frees it for his defensive partner Ludwig. Ludwig gets to the blue line, tried to hit Modano at the Vancouver line. And it bounced off the leg. Now Didick moves it along the boards for Tim Hunter. He's out with Lafayette and Jelena. Broken up by Hatcher. Lafayette pounces on him, and Lafayette dumps it in as Cavallini goes back after it. Gagne now moves it across ice to Hatcher. Hatcher is checked by Courtnall. Courtnall comes away with Lafayette. Courtnall is checked from behind. Good job by Gilchrist of getting back into the play, but Courtnall has it again behind the net. He's knocked down by Hatcher. The puck comes free. Gilchrist for Paul Broughton. It goes off his stick, and before he can get there, Hedican knocks it back into the Dallas zone. Now a race for the puck. Gagne almost could be charged with mugging Brett Hedican, but there's no whistle.
All he needed was a piggin string there, and he would have got a full rope on that calf roping that he did.
A what kind of string?
Well, pigging string. If you ever watch the Stampede, you got to know what a piggin string is. That's what you tie the calves up with.
Courtnall with a shot, rebound by Glynn, and another save by Andy Moog. Brian Glynn jumped in on the rebound off the shot by Courtnall, and Moog kept it at 1-0.
Well, sometimes if someone grips onto your stick and it looks severe enough and you lose it like Courtnall just did, a penalty will be called. But if a penalty's not called, then you got a decision to make. Do you go back and get it, or do you try and hold somebody up and exchange at the bench?
Lume comes in from the point. Lume is going to cut in front, and Moog makes another save as Lume tried to flip it up high. In this second period, defenseman Jyrki Lume has been perhaps Vancouver's most dangerous player.
Now, Lume has got pretty good skills. Now here's a super save by Andy Moog as Courtnall's there for the first shot. The first shot wasn't too tough, but the one that came shortly thereafter was of a much more difficult nature. Brian Glynn had snuck in from the point, and he blasted one into Moog.
Linden is tied up. He was looking to get the puck back to the point. .8:47 remaining in the period. And Ludwig puts it out of play.
Well, Craig Ludwig is a guy that has been a great shot blocker all his career. With the Montreal Canadiens, he did it regularly and continues to do it with the Dallas Stars. 33 years old. Really set the tempo in Game 3 of this hockey game. Can play physically, good and strong, not unlike the way the Vancouver defense has played. Keep them to the outside and don't give them a lot to shoot out of. And if they do, grab it.
Here's a breakaway for Russ Courtnall. Courtnall goes in! And what a save by McLean as he moved across with him. And Courtnall, in trying to go to his forehand, is robbed by Kirk McLean. McLean had stolen the puck from Pavel Bure at the blue line and went in alone. Courtnall has it again. Now it comes free to Broughton. Broughton, a backhand shot, and McLean bats the puck to the corner. Didick starts away for Adams. Play broken up by Ledyard. Linden manages to keep it onside, or does he? No, it's going to be a delayed offside call. That's why Adams let it go as he went to the bench. Kirk McLean has been sharp. So is Andy Moog at the other end, but the big save so far of the hockey game, the clear breakaway. McLean on Russ Courtnall. Hedican in the corner for Ronning. Ronning banks it off the boards. Hedican picks it up. Hedican has Klatt after him. Hatcher went back after the puck, but with Ronning in pursuit, Andy Moog played it to the corner. Klatt will now try and get it out. Modano is spun around as he was bumped by Sergio Momesso, and as it's fired in by Vancouver, this is an icing call against the Canucks. What a save. Captain Kirk
is in. This save is impressive, but just the way McLean carries himself. Watch how confidently he moves across. Doesn't have to appear to exert himself even that strenuously. Moves across, has his pad down, glove up, no problem. That combined with Courtnall, who has got a shooting percentage that is as low as your handicap. Don, 1 goal and 29 shots. If you keep shooting the puck, that will change, but boy, would you ever like to have got one there if you're Russ Courtnall. Unbelievable save by Kirk McLean.
What number are you referring to in my handicap, the 1 or the 29?
Well, you used 29 on me. The real one is 1.
Gagne plays it around for Ludwig. He takes a hit from Craven. Actually, he saw it just at the last moment and didn't get the solid bump that Craven thought he might get in. 6:42 the time remaining in the second period. It's a 1-0 hockey game. Both goaltenders have made some huge saves in this second period.
Oh, Shane Churla likes to horse around. He's pretty serious when he gets on the ice. But off the ice, he's a great guy to have a chat with, and something that not a lot of people know about Shane Churla, Don, is he likes to practice a little bit of magic. Now, any good magician will not give away his tricks, but if you ever meet him on the street and he's got some of his props, he can make a number of different things disappear. He'd like to make this 1-goal Canuck lead disappear. He's not going to do it on the bench. Some sleight of hand. Maybe he doesn't score 50 goals a year, but he can impress you with some of the little tricks that he pulls out of his bag of tricks.
But Captain Mark Tenorti was injured. Bob Gainey decided in the postseason that he would, in each series the team played, alternate the C among the players who were the alternate captains during the regular season.
Oh, Pat Quinney, 2-time winner, Coach of the Year. Pretty amazing. Coached in Philadelphia and then decided that he wanted to finish his law degree, so he took a couple of years off and went back to school. Then came back to Los Angeles, got re-involved in hockey, and then, of course, from LA to Vancouver. You can hear what the fans think of the job that Pat Quinn has done right now. But during the season, well, there were lots of disbelievers.
Hedican chops the puck towards the net. Cavallini is able to clear. Hedican will drive it right back in. Hatcher works his way out slowly for Russ Courtnall. Courtnall behind his back for Broughton. Broughton gives it for Courtnall. Courtnall getting set. He can't get a shot away. He was being watched by Brown. He comes all the way back to the blue line. Now Courtnall feeds it off. Hatcher moving in. Hatcher can't shoot. He had Craven on top of him. Now it comes back to the point. Russ Courtnall winds up. His shot is blocked by Brown. Courtnall gets it again for Broughton. Knocked away from him by Jeff Courtnall, and it comes out to center and is flipped back in. Good puck control by the Dallas Stars in the Vancouver zone, but equally as good coverage by the Canucks in preventing the Stars from getting a clear-cut shot on Kirk McLean. Babbage bumps Broughton. Puck picked up by Gilchrist. He plays it back to the net. Eklund leaves it there for Broughton. Paul Broughton can't find anyone to give it to. Checked by Linden. Eklund comes in to help out. Back to the line. Ludwig's shot is high off the glass. And now Adams takes over for Vancouver. To Linden, to Bure. Bure flips it towards the goal. Hogue leaves it there for Ludwig. Ahead to Paul Broughton. He's coming in with Gilchrist. A quick shot. He scores!
What a great release by Brent Gilchrist. You know, after the huge save by McLean, Dallas, to their credit, has picked up the pace a little bit, and Vancouver has not responded well for their goaltender. A quick shot, and over the last couple of minutes, Dallas was not shooting the puck. They had pretty good puck control, no shots. All of a sudden, a rolling puck, and Gilchrist has got nowhere else to go, and he slips one in on the short side. Ties this hockey game, 4:49 remaining in the second period.
One of 4 players on the roster of the Dallas Stars with a BC connection. Brent Gilchrist, who lives in Vernon and had to purchase a number of tickets for this afternoon's hockey game for friends and relatives, has tied it at 1. Kind of a harmless looking play as they came in, and That rolling puck got past Kirk McLean. Now Jelena starts back. 4:27 remaining. Jelena dodges a hit. The puck is loose. Cavallini tried to clear. He couldn't against Momesso. Momesso being bothered by Modano. Ronning now has it in the corner. Ronning works his way back to the line. Dumps it into the corner for Momesso. Momesso tried to leave it there for Jelena. Jelena was tied up. Stars can't clear. Glenn, a backhand shot knocked down in front of the net. Jelena is hurt. Here's Lume with a shot. The pad save by Moog. Jelena is up, limping off to the Vancouver bench as Lume goes back after the puck.
Well, Jelena and Cavallini were having a small war of their own in front of the net. As a penalty has been called by McCreary, Cavallini broke his stick across the back of Jelena. It's laying out at the blue line now, twisted.
Here's Jeff Courtnall. Andy Moog trying to freeze it at the side of the net. The whistle goes. 3:26 remaining in the second period. The Dallas Stars and the Canucks are deadlocked at 1. Vancouver will have a power.
Well, Dave Gagne got mixed up with Brian Glynn, got a high sticking penalty. And here's a look, and the penalty is right. Not yet. Right here, both guys with their stick up. Gagne does a little bit extra, and that's why McCreary gave him 2.
Lume has it. Lume feeds it in the corner to Bure. Back to Brown, over to Lume. Lume checked by Ellison, and the Stars start away. Gilchrist, the goal scorer, takes some time before dumping it to the corner. Ellison races in. He's bumped by Linden. Bure got it tangled up in his skates, couldn't go anywhere with it. McPhee checked by Adams. Adams played it back to the line, kept onside by Brown, knocked down in front of the net by Adams. Adams couldn't control it, but Linden will. Back to Brown for Linden. Linden leaves it in the corner for Adams. Adams takes a shot. It's blocked. Lawler tried to flip it out. Lume will keep it in. Adams goes back to the net. He tried to move out. Bure for Brown. Brown couldn't get a shot away as he had to take the pass on his skate.
Boy, Brown was coming in. He had the hammer on the gun pulled back. And the bullet was just a little bit off sight. It would have been a great chance.
46 seconds left in the penalty to Gagne, and Vancouver is offside.
Now Marty Jelena is on the bench right now, and he's just trying to get the feeling back in his lower extremities. He got whacked in the melon in game 3. You see that cross check. Now Cavallini drops the evidence on the ice, and Jelena's in tremendous pain. The stick of Cavallini is broken about 6 inches down on the shaft. You see it laying on the ice. Whenever you see a stick that's composite like that, it's busted only 8 inches down, it gives you some idea of how hard you have to hit it to break it. Remember the last time you practiced karate, if you can break a stick like that, that impact is tremendous, and Jelena's back absorbed all of it.
46 seconds remaining in the Gagne penalty. 2:12 the time left in the second period. Game tied at 1, and the Dallas Stars attempting to even the series at 2 games apiece. They really gave up home ice advantage by losing the first 2 in this 2-3-2 playoff format. But if they can square the series, they would then regain home ice advantage. But home ice has not been the edge in this playoff round, as all the victories have come by the visiting team. Here's Ronning getting set. Fakes, lets the shot go. And Moog made the pad save. The puck goes to the corner. Ronning has it again. Ronning out front for Courtnall. He was tied up, and the puck goes all the way down the ice.
Well, you're starting to have to do a little bit more in this game to take a penalty now, but you don't want to risk it unless you really have to and make your team shorthanded.
Hatcher goes to the corner as Gagne gets set to come back on the ice, and he'll get the puck as he steps out of the penalty box. Gagne circles, flips it towards the net, broken up there. Gilchrist really took a swipe at the stick of Momesso in trying to prevent the big Vancouver winger from clearing it. Hatcher throws it rink wide. Ledger having some problems as we move into the final minute of the period. He dumps it softly into the Vancouver zone. McLean tries to put it up high in the glass. Gagne knocked it down. Didick being watched as he goes back of his own net. Didick starts away slowly with Babbage. A lead pass ahead for Craven. Craven feeds it in for Jelena, for McIntyre. McIntyre put it through the crease. And we've got a penalty coming up against Dallas as Darian Hatcher is going to get the call with 35.1 seconds remaining in the period.
Hatcher got the cross-checking penalty. Boy, Jelena is going to need new back pads. If he doesn't get new back pads, he's going to need a new back if he gets lumber or metal the way he has in the last couple of shifts. Hatcher gets a cross-checking call against him. 35 seconds remaining in the second period of play. Let's just think back to how important face-offs were, particularly in game number 3. Linden was on both sides of wins and losses that resulted in goals for either team.
Lume has it at the point. He can't shoot. Linden goes back to the point. Lume lets a shot go that is knocked down in front of the net, and McPhee will skate it out. 19 seconds remaining. Fired into the corner, picked up by Lume at the point. Over to Brown. Brown shoots, knocked down by Ludwig, and Ludwig will drive it the length of the ice. And the Vancouver Canucks, with only 5 seconds remaining in the period, won't likely get an opportunity for another shot on goal.
Well, we talked about discipline at the start of this hockey game. We said it would take 60 minutes minimum and a couple of mistakes. We've seen a couple mistakes, and that's why we've got 2 goals, because both goaltenders have been virtually flawless in the first 40 minutes of play.
Both sides had 10 shots on goal in the second period. Brent Gilchrist with the only goal of the period. And after 40 minutes of play here at the Pacific Coliseum in this 4th game of the Western Conference semifinal, these 2 teams are deadlocked at a goal apiece. Steve, tell us about our second.
By McLean. Hatcher has got another minute and 24 remaining in his penalty.
We have talked about the sibling rivalry between the Courtnalls, Jeff and Russ. Darian Hatcher is involved in the playoffs with the Dallas Stars. His older brother, of course, Kevin Hatcher, with the Washington Capitals, who staved off elimination with last night's 4-2 win over the New York Rangers. And as you heard, game 5 of that series will come your way tomorrow night. Linden puts it back to the net. Ludwig tried to put it up high. Brown cut it off. Bure goes over to Babbage. Babbage shoots in front of the net, and up. Saved by Moog off an attempted backhand by Jelena. He couldn't get it up. Bure's shot blocked before it gets to the net, and Ludwig bangs it down the ice.
Boy, what a huge save by Moog. Both goaltenders playing absolutely outstanding this afternoon. Moog spread his body out. Jelena didn't have quite enough trajectory.
Jelena again tried to feed it in front, then he's bumped by Ludwig. He continues to battle for the puck in the corner along with Linden. Linden got it back to the point to Hedekin. Linden has it again. Brown is looking for a pass back at the point. He gets it. Here's a shot, and with the blocker, Andy Moog managed to steer that to the corner. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty. Brown turns around, can't shoot. Hedekin for Linden, back to Brown. Brown moves in, over to Linden. Linden from Bure! And Bure's one-timer was deflected by Moog up against the glass. Ronning has the puck taken away from him. Hatcher on the ice as the Stars make a change. Some great opportunities for Vancouver on the power play, but now the Dallas Stars are back at full strength. Modano puts it back into his own zone for Cavallini. Cavallini over to Courtnall. Courtnall shoots, a save by McLean.
Boy, Courtnall with great speed and a super shot to match. Some great goaltending. It'll continue for another 18 minutes. We might be going into overtime with the way these guys are stopping pucks.
Well, the Cardinals have been the busiest shooters in the hockey game, but the best opportunity to break this 1-1 tie belonged to the 60-goal man of the Vancouver Canucks, Pavel Bure.
And what a shot he let go on Andy Moog. Now this one, Whit, you said it deflected off of Moog's helmet. There's the shot. It's a blur off the top of his head. We got to come up with a better word. It just doesn't seem right to only say that it deflected off the top of his head. Boy, oh boy. Unbelievable. Bure and Modano very close. Bure much more ice time though. Modano without a shot yet this period or the game.
Modano in the first 3 games of the series had a total of 14 shots, 5, 4, and 5. But he has not registered a shot this afternoon at the Pacific Coliseum. Modano centered it. It almost got tangled up in the equipment of McLean, and now in another centering try.
He is crazy about the team. I wonder what he does with them all.
I think he raffles them off to teammates. He's only the 3rd 50-goal scorer in franchise history. Bellows and Cicerelli were the others. Craven puts it in front of the net. And Lafayette was all tangled up with Gagne as the puck is deflected over the glass and out of play.
To Vancouver, what a beautiful city. You get a day like today, and you would put it up against anywhere in the world for sights, sounds, and all the things that go with great outdoor activity.
16,150 of the people on the West Coast are inside the Pacific Coliseum for this 4th game of the Western semifinal. Game 5 will take place here on Tuesday night, and it will be a sellout as well. Jelena goes in deep. He's bumped by Ludwig. Ledyard left it in the corner. Gagne is back after it. Babbage racing after the puck. He falls. Gilchrist, a backhand shot, and it just trickled wide. He thought he had beaten McLean, and McLean for a moment thought that that puck had got behind him. Babbage, when racing down the ice after the puck, would have had an icing, but he lost an edge and fell behind the net, and that provided a scoring opportunity for Brent Gilchrist.
Boy, at times those opportunities sneak up, and if you're ready for them, away you go.
Didick for Bure. You mentioned the quote of Bob Gainey earlier about how they would play Bure, and I really liked his line about not eliminating the 60-goal scorer, but trying to limit his scoring opportunities. Hedican puts it up on the glass. Lawler is back after it. 7 defensemen dressed this afternoon for the Dallas Stars, but Doug Smolak hasn't seen a whole bunch of action as Lawler puts it over the glass and out of play with 15:58 remaining in the...
Well, Broughton kept on going here. Babbage falls down as Broughton hooks him a little bit. McLean was not quite as ready as he would like to have been because he thought that Babbage had the puck for sure. Broughton with a great opportunity there as that one went off the inside of the post. If it's any closer, it's 2-1.
24-22, the Canucks with the edge in shots on goal. Brown moves in. Brown, a backhand shot. The puck bounces towards the net off a couple of bodies, and Andy Moog holds it for a face-off.
Boy, another peek at that chance. And once again, sometimes you get a bounce here or there in a game, and if you're ready for it, it can change the outcome of the hockey game. Now, McLean is all ready. He moves just a hair off the post. There may not have been any more room. That was on the inside and about as close as you would like it to ever be.
Ledyard, in trying to go behind the net with the puck, had it knocked off his stick, and Andy Moog alertly grabbed it at the side of the net. Ledyard is playing this game after having the tip of his little finger almost severed in Game 3. They were concerned whether or not he would be able to play a whole bunch in this game, and as a result, that's why they dressed 7 defensemen, with Doug Smolak being the extra guy.
Just like you chopped it off, the top of his finger got lopped off. It's got sewed back on. and he's in the same circumstance as Brown.
Linden gets it back. Tried to feed the point. It's intercepted. Courtnall leaves it there for Brunton. Brunton shoots, save, a rebound, and it's knocked away from McPhee. Bure starts back. He has Adams with him. Bure, backhand shot, save, and the rebound poked wide by Adams. Now it's Ledyard and Adams bumping in the corner, and the puck is dumped out of the zone. 15-15 remaining in the third. This game is tied at 1. Courtnall for Hatcher. Hatcher under some pressure, simply dumped it down the ice. Lume trying to send Jeff Courtnall on his way. He flips it to the corner. Darian Hatcher goes back after it, and again he plays it up high off the glass and down the ice. And with Glynn going back to touch it, this is an icing call against Vancouver. 14:47 remains in the...
Well, Courtnall just got run over by Shane Churla. He knew that Churla was coming as well. Crybaby Churla, a nice promotion for the CBC. And if this guy's a crybaby, then I don't want to meet the tough guys. Churla takes the body on Courtnall. Good clean hit. Courtnall knew it was coming, and he still went down.
Jeff Courtnall at the side of the net, tried to feed it out front for Lafayette. Knocked away by Modano. Modano having trouble escaping Craven, and he didn't get away from him, but Craven is going to the penalty box.
Boy, as this game wears on, more and more emotion, and the crowd voices their displeasure. Well, Murray Craven gets a hooking penalty as he hauls down Modano in front of the net. Courtnall had a little bit of his own here as he was getting mauled somewhat by Matvechuk. But the penalty goes to Craven, and Dallas gets another opportunity on the power play. There has not been an odd man goal scored in this hockey game.
Vancouver has had 5 power play opportunities. This is the 3rd for Dallas. Both teams still looking for the first power play goal of this 4th game. Dallas Stars, Modano along the boards. Courtnall went to the front of the net. Now back to Ledyard. His shot knocked down at the side of the net. And Vancouver's Dave Babbage puts it over the glass and out of play in attempting to clear. He's suggesting that it went off a Dallas player.
Well, Dave Babbage will turn 33 later this year. Drafted way back in 1980. When he first went to the Winnipeg Jets, they called him Chise, as in franchise. He was going to be the franchise player. He was a very, very strong and stable defenseman with the Jets. Not flashy, never said that he would be, but if you wanted somebody with strength, a good shot, and the ability to see the play, Babbage was your man. He did that with the Jets for years, Hartford, and now in Vancouver.
And he was briefly a member of the Minnesota North Stars en route to the Vancouver Canucks. Now it's Ledyard trying to set up. Flipped in back at the goal. McLean comes out of the net to play it. Kept in at the point by Broughton. Centering pass knocked down by Linden, and he'll backhand it all the way down the ice.
Well, the Canucks are halfway through this Star power play.
And as Linden picked it up, it's offside with Courtnall in across the blue line.
Well, Trevor Linden got a shot in the 3rd period off of the right side of his face. A glancing blow that certainly stung, but didn't take him out of play, and with the exception of a few stitches right above his right eye, you can see with that nice shot, he's no worse for wear.
He was the only member of the Canucks to play all 84 games this year. There were 3 Dallas Stars who played all 84 games: Courtnall, Ledyard, and Ludwig.
A little bit more incentive for Linden, too. He was chosen 2nd overall the year that Modano went number 1. The Stars, so far, we will rate the performance based on the performances of the teams. Vancouver up 2-1 in the series. Linden gets the edge.
Eklund plays it back to the point for Cavallini. Cavallini, a shot knocked down in front. The rebound, and it trickles to the goal line. Oh, was that close. It lay there so tantalizingly for several members of the Dallas Stars, but the Vancouver Canucks got to it in time. Cavallini with another shot. This deflects to the corner. Tim Hunter picks up the puck, and Hunter will clear, and that will kill off the penalty to Murray Craven.
Well, Brown was jumping up ice. Bure was with him. I could see the expression on both their faces. Tim Hunter making the safe play. They wanted a chance to go offensively, though.
Linden battles in the corner, trying to free the puck. Evason takes the hit. The puck comes to the line. Ludwig's shot goes off Bure's stick to the corner. Hedican trying to outmuscle Broughton. Vancouver can't get it out. Here's Broughton with a shot. Save, and the puck is cleared to the corner. Now Craven flips it out. Lawler having some problems with Bure. Moved ahead to Broughton, and he flips it in. Back after it goes Hedican. 11:48 remaining in the third period. The game tied at 1. Lawler backhands it into Vancouver territory. Hedican is back again trying to clear. Kept in by Modano, and his shot hit the side of the net. Bure being pestered by Klatt as he circles in the corner. Now Bure starts away. Dodges a check from Modano. Misses Ronning with a pass. And if Lawler can get there in time, it will be icing. And he does touch up just ahead of Ronning.
Well, McLean has played a great game this afternoon. And in order to do that, you need a few things. You need a little bit of luck. And that generally comes proportionately to the amount of work you have. This tells you how hard McLean has worked. He gets a bit of luck there as a few bodies go through. And then Broughton with a great shot here. McLean very confident, regardless of this game becoming more and more pressure-packed as the time runs out. Standing in there without much expression behind his mask.
The Stars have directed 27 shots at Kirk McLean this afternoon, but only Brent Gilchrist in the second period has been able to put a puck past him. Gagne trying to get the draw back to the point. He's tied up. Jelena can't get out. Hatcher's shot goes off Ronning to the corner. Babich races after it, and he banks it off the boards with Hatcher retreating, being watched by Ronning. Now Adams has it. Jelena goes to the net. Ronning's out front. Dimmick races in from the point. He can't take a shot. He did knock it towards the goal. But the Stars start back, led by Gagne. Klatt goes to the net. He was tied up by Babich. Back comes Adams with Jelena. Jelena drops it for Ronning. Ronning shoots, and he fires wide. 10:37 remaining in the third period. 1-1 the score. Glynn dumps it to the corner. Eklund races back. Courtnall is after him, but Eklund is able to skate away from him. Eklund gets to center. Then is checked by Glynn. The puck is free. Ludwig has it. He moves it ahead for Gilchrist. Shot from an angle. Saved by McLean. McLean wasn't sure for a moment where that puck had gone after Paul Broughton let it go. Now Lume being forced back by Eklund. Paul Broughton takes a hit in the center ice area from Glynn as the puck was tangled up in his gear. Lawler goes back after it behind his own net. Watched there by Craven. Now it's Neil Broughton. Weaving past Craven. Ahead for McPhee. McPhee dumps it to the corner. McLean will play it. He got there before Neil Broughton could get to the puck. Lafayette picks up a puck and starts away. Lafayette trying to go around Hatcher. Hatcher prevented him from getting a shot away. The puck goes to the corner, and back comes Neil Broughton. He gets away from Adams. Tried to move it ahead to Courtnall. It was broken up by Brown. Craven has it. Craven shoots. It's blocked, and Neil Broughton tried to get out. He can't initially. The puck comes to the line, And Adams chops it to the corner. The Canucks make a change. Adams in forechecking, steals. Adams waiting for his teammates to catch up. For Linden, it deflected up against his shoulder. Kept in, Bure has it. Bure back to the point to Didick. Didick shot knocked down in front of the net. And the Stars flip it up high, but not out. Lawler along the boards for Gagne. He's bumped by Didick, but the puck slides out to center ice. 8:30 remaining in the third period. The game tied at 1. The Stars trying to get back on even terms in the series. Vancouver trying to take a 3-1 lead with hopes of wrapping it up on Tuesday night on home ice. And it's an icing call remaining in the third, and we remind you that closed captioning of this afternoon's game is sponsored by Household, providing financial services for the family. The Dallas Stars have outshot the Canucks by a 7-3 margin in the third period. Face off to the right of Andy Moog. Dean Evison against Cliff Ronning. They tie each other up, but Jelena was able to take a shot as he pounced on the loose puck, somewhat reminiscent of the way he scored the winning goal in Game 1.
Well, I was just thinking to myself, the way
The season is extended much longer. They could still be playing hockey on Father's Day in June.
I just want you to know, just because those names came up on the screen, it doesn't mean you don't call.
The phone calls have already been made. Gilchrist with a shot, and it's fired wide. Modano moves in, back to the point. Ludwig's shot is wide. Jelena picks it up along the boards, moves it ahead for Momesso. It's cut off, but Ronning grabs it. Ronning comes in with Momesso. Ronning fakes, Ronning holds, and then is checked from behind. Now Ronning takes a shot that bounces high to the corner. Hedican back of the net looking for Momesso. It comes right out front. And Ludwig is quite content simply to lob it high down the ice. And the Dallas Stars make a change. They almost got caught, but it was a two-line pass from Hedican to Brown, resulting in...
Look at what happened as Ronning jumps in. He's got Momesso on the other side. This amount of time that Ludwig buys. Watch the stick come around right here. Knock the puck off as well. Crafty play by the KG veteran. What a super 2-on-1. Ronning wishes he would have shot it a little bit earlier.
Craven with Lafayette. Puck is flipped back to the goal. Courtnall has it. Courtnall having some problems with Hatcher is bumped by the Dallas defenseman. Platt comes back to try and move the puck against Lafayette, and he is able to come away with it. But he misses Eklund with a lead pass. Now Brown for Vancouver for Courtnall. He plays it back to Hedican. Hedican will drive it in. Puck took a strange bounce, wound up at the side of the Dallas net. 6:30 remaining. 1-1 the score. Got spun around by Platt, lost his stick, and simply reached out and grabbed the puck and pulled it underneath him.
Well, Brown was fortunate. McCurry has a little chat with him as the play breaks up. Billy McCurry had perfect positioning here, and when he saw the puck, he pulled it into his body. McCurry is right at the bottom of your screen. He sees this whole thing take place. If you reach out and intentionally freeze the puck like that, the referee's got a decision to make. Fortunately for Brown and the Canucks, the decision was in their favor, and that was a no decision as far as the penalty went. Lots of fans coming in from Vancouver Island. These afternoon games allow people from all over the Lower Mainland to make it in and still get back in the same day. That's one of the reasons that the Canucks wanted afternoon games. They are in from everywhere, and most of them have come by to see us, Don.
We talked to a couple of guys from Alice Point who flew in this morning, and they're flying back after the game. They might not need an airplane if earlier conditions any indication.
Port Alice, they could fly around the building right now too. They are hockey fans and Canuck fans, and they are excited.
Broughton is bumped by Babbage. McPhee comes in. He manages to free the puck. Tried to center, was checked by Linden. Now it does come out front, but Bure intercepts. Bure for Adams. Adams shoots it high. Lawler back to the net, bumped by Didick. Ludwig moves it ahead. McPhee can't catch up with it. Linden hits Adams in trying to drive it in. Ludwig goes back, this time off the boards and out. Lume jumps on the ice as the Canucks make a change. He drives it in. Ludwig being watched by Bure, over for Lawler. Now it's Neil Broughton. Checked. Russ Courtnall comes in across the line, but Gagne was ahead of the play, offside. 5:34 remains in regulation.
On the right of your screen, you're looking live at the arena in San Jose. We'll be going there at the top of the clock for Game 4 from San Jose between the Sharks and Leafs. The Sharks leading that half of the Western semifinal 2-1. Don?
And here it's 2-1 for Vancouver as Jelena moves in. Jelena, a weak shot, went off the stick of Cavallini. At the line, Glenn's high shot goes off the glass behind Andy Moog. And as Memesso deflects Glenn's shot in, it's an offside call against Vancouver.
I wonder if anybody on San Jose was saying during the regular season, because of their success against the Leafs, boy, I hope we meet the Leafs sometime in the playoffs.
Gagne's shot goes wide and off the end boards. It's grabbed by McLean with Modano right there.
Funny little bounce, and all of a sudden, a great scoring opportunity. Brian Glenn gets hit by Churla, who has done that as much as 2 or 3 combined this afternoon. And a shot to the net that comes off of the lively backboards. This building is a lot different than Reunion Arena in Dallas. The boards are much stiffer. You get more of a bounce. The corners are more square. It makes it more difficult for defensemen to defend against the forwards. They have a little bit more room. And it's also a heck of a lot tougher to clear the puck out. If you don't hit it in the right spot with a good amount of velocity behind it, it doesn't get around the boards.
Cavallini has to chase the puck down in center ice. Hedican pokes it away from Gilchrist, then Gilchrist gets it again for Paul Broughton. There's a shot by Eklund, and it's between the legs of goaltender McLean as he goes to the ice.
Well, once again, McLean calmly stops this one. A rising shot is difficult for a goaltender to take because he's got a big decision to make. Is it going to go over the net, or do I have to potentially get this one in the collarbone just in case it would sneak under the crossbar? I don't know whether that one was going to make it over or not, but McLean was taking absolutely no chances as he had to get it in the top of his shoulder. You know that hurts, but you have to make the save.
Since the 7-game format, here's Gilchrist with a shot that bounces. Gilchrist trying to keep it in. He's checked. Since the 7-game format was introduced, 24 teams have bounced back from a 2-0 deficit. The Dallas Stars trying to become the 25th. Penalty call, or is it a high stick contacting the puck? That's what it is, according to Bill McCreary, and the face-off will take place to the left of Andy Moog. This telecast possible. Here's Bure going after it. His shot blocked in front of the net by Ledyard. Bure has it again. Drop pass for Brown. Brown couldn't get a shot away. Brown gets it again and then is checked. His defensive partner Hedican fires it back in. It skipped away from Moog. Linden has it. Linden for Bure. A quick release, and Moog steers that to the corner. Ledyard skates out for Broughton. Broughton coming in against it. It goes around him. With one hand on the stick, he managed to get a weak shot away, and McLean once again stood his ground.
Boy, this game is a little bit like playing chess at 30 miles an hour.
Here's Adams going for the net, up high on Andy Moog, and much like McLean did, he stood his ground. Now here's Adams again, and he was checked from behind by Mike Lawler before he could shoot. A race for the loose puck, and it bounced away from Courtnall. 3:14 remaining in the third period. Modano whips it around the boards. Cut off there by Lume. Modano will try again. Lafayette checks in. Hatcher tried to clear and succeeds. It's chopped back in. Backhand swipe at the puck by Dave Babbage. Lawler is back after him. Lawler gets it again. Now for Gagne to Modano, and it's offside. And then Modano takes a late hit from Sergio Momesso.
Momesso ran over Modano just as the whistle went, and Ludwig came in to have a brief discussion. Tactically, this game has been sound both ways, as illustrated by not only the score, but the number of shots, the number of scoring opportunities, time of possession. Adams with a great chance here as he takes the muscle from Hatcher and still shoots a puck at Moog. And then he continues on. Boy, Vancouver is pressing, and then Dallas will come down with a similar effort. Flip of a coin is going to determine the final outcome of this hockey game. Both goaltenders have been absolutely outstanding. It could merit consideration as one of the 3 stars this afternoon. The Dallas squad has increased their level of play substantially from game 1 and 2 in Dallas. If they hadn't, this would have been the last game of the series as it stands. We might see more than one more.
Vancouver Canucks this year have a perfect overtime record as they took all 3 games after being down 3-1 against Calgary. Whoa, that one almost fooled Andy Moog as it took a strange bounce. It hit the glass, and the partition between the 2 panes of glass caused it to take an odd carom into the Dallas zone, and Andy Moog almost got caught moving the wrong way.
Not only that, but it came off at a bad angle as well. And Moog not only has to be sharp on that odd carom / angle. Here's a look at what happened. It's bouncing towards the net now. And I think Moog thought that perhaps his teammate was going to pick the puck up. That didn't happen. He had to come up with a save, and then he had to make a save as well from the other side of the net. Goalies like to do a little bit of house cleaning, calm their nerves, pile up a little bit of snow. And both McLean and Moog this afternoon have been men with nerves of steel.
Well, in both games here at the Pacific Coliseum, the Vancouver Canucks have come out with a tremendous jump to start the hockey game. In game 3, they were rewarded with a 2-0 lead. They got a goal at 2:09 from Trevor Linden this afternoon, but since then they have not been able to beat Andy Moog. Lume shoots it back in. Craven races after him. Craven takes a hit from Ludwig in the corner. It's kicked to Ronning. He's checked by Ludwig. And Gilchrist is able to get the puck out of the zone, and McLean started to come way out of his net to play it, but Brian Glynn got back in time. Short shifts now, the order of the day for both sides, with 1:44 remaining in regulation time. Vancouver making another change. Russ Courtnall moves it ahead for McPhee. McPhee fanned as he tried to take a shot. He was in deep. Hatcher's long shot, that deflected off McPhee in front of the net, and Brown picks it up for Vancouver. Brown ahead to Bure. Bure turning on the burner, is going to the net, and he crashes into Andy Moog as the puck in. This one may come under review. Vancouver is celebrating. The fans are cheering. Bure went driving for the net, but there's been no signal from Bill McCreary. And McCreary is going to go to the penalty box to review this one, I'm sure.
Well, the goal light did not go on as far as I can tell. Let me just tell you, under Rule 87, as McCreary clears out the semicircle in front of the penalty box, There's a half a dozen ways that the video goal judge will take a look as we take a look at Bure driving to the net. The loose side of the puck, and then it rolls in over the line. The following situations are subject to review by the video goal judge under Rule 87 as Bure, look at him get that leg out. One is whether the puck crosses the goal line. Two, whether the puck is in the net prior to the goal frame being dislodged. That will be the consideration in this case. Three, whether the puck's in the net prior to or after the expiration of time, whether it's directed in by a hand or a foot, whether it's deflected off an official, or whether it hits a high stick. So McCreary will be making his determination as to whether the puck was in the net prior to the goal frame being dislodged. Don, you've researched some interesting statistics on the video goal judge in the regular season and postseason.
Well, the video replay was used 236 times during the regular season, and this is the 16th time in the playoffs that it has been used.
Here's Bure driving to the net now. That puck is rolling through. Bure makes a heck of an effort to get out of the way of Andy Moog, and from the first replay, the puck is rolling towards the net. You see it just wiggle in under Bure. Boy, I'm not sure that if Pat Quinn was looking at this replay that he wouldn't even be even more animated with Bill McCreary.
Well, he's getting an explanation from McCreary. The most common cause of going to replay to determine whether or not the puck is over the goal line, then prior to the net coming off, before or after the period has ended, whether it was directed in by a hand or a skate, a high stick, or whether it's gone off an official. And that's the only time they have not gone to the video replay this year, is to determine whether or not it went in off an official. But those are the only reasons that they can go to the video replay to determine whether or not a goal has been scored. Pavel Bure made a valiant effort as he drove to the net, but you'll see the crossbar move away from the goal line as there's the big collision in front of the net, and that's why I'm sure this goal was disallowed.
Well, they're looking at it some more, but clearly McCreary, as we get a look at the video replay booth, is looking at the face-off with 1:13 left in the third period. 30 shots apiece, 1 goal apiece. There's lots of other stats that you could pull out. Face-offs have been virtually identical. Time of possession, I would guess, has been similar. Power play production has been the same. Penalty killing's been 100%. Take it from there. This game deserves overtime.
John Snyder is the video replay official, and the call for a video replay can be initiated by either the referee or the video goal judge, but in this case it was definitely the referee, Bill McCreary, who asked for a replay. When the puck crossed the line, there was no red light as McPhee takes a shot, and there was no indication from McCreary that a goal had been scored. Adams for Brown. Brown shoots it in. We're 30 seconds away from overtime. It would be the first overtime game of this series, but the 4th time that the Vancouver Canucks have played extra time this year, and they have a perfect record. An unhappy band of Calgary Flames and their fans can certainly attest to that. Loose puck at center ice as Gagne gets it over to Courtnall. Courtnall with a shot. McLean the save with 3 seconds remaining, and this game is going to overtime.
Well, both of these teams, the Stars and the Canucks, have not lost in overtime.
This is the first time they have met in postseason action, so this game will produce a winner in regular season. Of course, after the 5-minute overtime period, the game goes into the books as a tie. Here's Ludwig's long shot, a bit of a knuckler, and McLean had to be careful in handling that one.
Well, and you'll see lots of shots directed at the net now. It's not too often that you see a real beauty scored like Bure got in Game 7 in Calgary. A lot of the time, it's something a little bit simpler. Lugwood fires this one at the net. And some of the pucks that have gone both at McLean and Moog have taken odd bounces. The game is close as the hits. 32-33, no difference there. Slightly better in the offensive zone as far as the Stars go versus the Canucks. Shots blocked 13-16 in favor of the Canucks. The hits stronger in favor of the Stars.
Linden wins the draw. Brown is pressured almost immediately, but he gets some help from Hedican. Linden comes back to aid in moving the puck out of the zone, but it's knocked away, and Hedican has to retreat. He turns neatly to avoid a check. Pass is intercepted by Paul Broughton over to Gilchrist. Gilchrist shoots. It's up high off the glass. Ludwig chops at it, gets it over to Gilchrist. His dump in is picked up in the corner by Hedican. Bure couldn't handle it. Courtnall with a shot. And a save by McLean.
Well, there's only 2 words necessary after that happens. The first one is sorry to your goaltender, and the next one is thank you. Bure loses the puck in mid-ice. Courtnall with a crafty little move to get a shot, but McLean, who has been positioned perfectly, with the exception of one time this afternoon, gobbles that one up.
Russ Courtnall has been the busiest shooter today. That's his 7th of the hockey game. He established a Dallas club record this year for a right winger with 57 assists. But he would dearly love a goal in this series against Vancouver.
Both Jeff and Russ Courtnall a good pal. Eddie Hathaway, that's having some medical trouble, fighting a battle of his own. I'm sure one of them would like to put one in the net for Eddie this afternoon.
Lume flips it high. It's cut off by Russ Courtnall. He waits for some teammates to catch up, tried to center it. It bounces to the corner. He gets it again. And the quick shot by Courtnall, but it steered to the corner, but it was ruled a glove pass by one of his teammates. Courtnall has been very alert in cutting.
But that, make the easy play, short pass. And when something is there and you are 100%, you may even want to doubt yourself and go up the side.
Well, the Stars know they'll be heading back to Dallas on Wednesday. They hope that the Vancouver Canucks accompany them on the trip. Lawler knocks a clearing attempt down. Courtnall has it. He's forced to move it back to Didick. And Ontario viewers now are going to join the action from San Jose as we continue for the rest of the country with our coverage from Vancouver. Now the Dallas Stars trying to exert some more pressure. Gagne has it in the corner. Klatt has gone to the front of the net. Gagne couldn't walk out as he was checked by McLean. Lafayette trying to tie him up.
With the exception of a very few guys, it doesn't mean you have trouble with that.
Dallas has had the only shots of this overtime session. Courtnall lets another shot go, and that's grabbed at the side of the net by McLean. Bure for Linden. He gets it to Adams. Trying to go after his own dump in. Ludwig checks him. And Ludwig ties him up, but Linden gets the puck. Linden's pass back of the net, intercepted by Ledyard. Now McPhee tried to hit Broughton, but it's too far, and this will be icing against
Desi of Le Bleu Blanc Rouge.
Evison moves it out to center ice. It's driven right back in by Hedican. Ledyard is back there after it. It's freed for Evison. He's checked. Broughton goes back to pick it up. Broughton for McPhee. McPhee and Broughton come in and put it as this team returned home for Game 3. He said, we were down 3-1 to Calgary, and you know what happened there, so don't think we've won anything yet just because we lead 2-0. 3 minutes have gone by in this overtime. Paul Broughton comes in with Eklund. He fires it to the corner. Gilchrist lets it go back to the line. Hatcher's shot is knocked down by Ronnie. And the diminutive center comes away with the puck. He's centered. And wisely, it's just fired down the ice by Cavallini. He wasn't about to take any chances. Lume gets back.
This picture understands should say we're treating the boys fairly. Pat Quinn is doing his share, and so is Gainey.
Babbage has it. His shot goes wide off the end boards. It comes out front. Modano broke his stick in the faceoff, and that's the problem Lawler had as he was trying to control the puck in his own zone. And this is a center line pass onto the stick of Linden. That
The puck cleared, a face-off, and out of harm's way.
You saw Modano retrieving the shaft of his stick with the introduction of aluminum shafts. Guys retrieve those shafts now rather than let the broken stick be discarded.
Tomato steaks that never wear out.
Here comes Broughton. McLean plays it away from McPhee. Craven puts it up high down the ice. A race for the puck between two number 14s. And the one wearing black. That's 15-11 of the second. And we have 15:51 remaining in overtime. This is the fourth game of the semifinal series in the Western Conference. The Vancouver Canucks trying to take a 3-1 lead. Gagne against Linden from the face-off. A quick shot by Modano, and that went wide. Hedican being watched by Modano. They can't get it out. And then Platt couldn't handle the pass. Now the Stars have it again. Fed in for Modano. Modano's shot knocked down in front of the net by Brown. Gagne plays it off Platt. Modano was trapped inside the line. He had to come back to the blue line to touch up. A roar from the crowd as Bure drives it in, races after the puck, but Ludwig gets there first. Now Modano starts back. He has Platt with him. Modano's long shot wide of the net. Picked up in the corner by Bure. He's being watched by Modano. He skates away from him. He gains the center line. He has some speed. Linden goes for the net. A backhand shot goes off Ludwig behind the goal, and Ludwig tries to start the Stars on their way. Modano mishandled it, but Courtnall will fire it in. Brown goes after the puck. He simply flips it down the ice. And Lawler will touch it for an icing call. Look so calm at their respective benches, but you think they're churning a little inside?
They've changed shirts as much times as the players have showered today, and that would be 3 or 4. You know, there's nothing better than afternoon games. You get up, your routine changes a little bit, but you have a meal, you come to the rink, and you know that by the time the evening rolls around, you're able to go through the game. You can get a good night's sleep. But when you play a game that is as stressful and as defensive as this one, the extra energy that you've expended perhaps requires more rest to get back.
Glynn circles away from check. He can't get it out. Now Lume gains control. He takes his time before banking it off the boards to center ice. Lume goes back slowly. He has Jeff Courtnall moving down the left side, but he couldn't grab the pass, and this is another icing.
The Ray Borks and Paul Coffey type defensemen that are there. Sometimes it's just good old-fashioned hard workers with forwards that participate in the defensive aspect of the game.
Ronning won the draw, but now Churla has the puck. Churla's knocked down by Babbage. Gagne looking for someone to give it to. Moves in front, can't get the shot away. Ronning goes to the corner after it. Ronning tried to flip it up high. It goes out of play.
Oh, Cliff Ronning, it's easy for you to say, has got a love coming back to play in his native province of British Columbia. Credits Dave King with giving him the defensive skills required to play in the National Hockey League. Not a big guy. Skills that he has have earned him a nice career in the National Hockey League so far.
And for viewers across the country, we can tell you that it's still scoreless in San Jose. They have played 8 minutes in Game 4 of their series with the Sharks leading 2-1. Linden shoot in. Adams tries to get it. Neil Broughton tying him up. Linden has it now. Linden knocks it out of the air. Linden for Adams. Adams back of the net. Wraparound try, loose in front, and cleared by the Stars. Courtnall comes away with McPhee. Long shot by Courtnall. McLean leaves it there for Hedican. 7 minutes gone by in this first overtime period. Hedican for Bure. Bure is checked, has to circle back. Now Linden will dump it in, and he'll go to the bench. Bure forechecking for Vancouver. Memesso picks it up. His shot is blocked by Ludwig. Stars got tangled up at their own blue line in trying to clear. Ledyard loses it in front, and Andy Moog makes the save as he had Bure and Memesso there. That puck took a strange bounce off the clearing attempt. Now it's Ronning. Ronning shoots. It's blocked. Ronning drives to the net. The puck among skates. Back to the line for Glenn. Glenn can't keep it in. Gilchrist loses control of it, and Glenn gets back in time. Glenn takes his time. He didn't play against Calgary, but he got his chance to step on the ice when Merzen was injured.
And Moog now is sharp enough to know that Memesso's coming out in front. Boy, Bure, unbelievable how he got a stick as he was falling down. Somehow goal scorers can find a way to get their stick on a puck in all sorts of unnatural positions. Bure did it, and he almost got a rebound to end this game on his back.
Behind the net, Lawler has it for the Stars. He puts it off the glass. Babbage cut it off. Lawler will try again, and this time he moves it out. 7-2, the shots on goal in overtime favoring the Dallas Stars, but so far they have not been able to break this 1-1 tie that has existed since 15-11 of the second period. This is the 11th overtime game this year, the 4th for the Vancouver Canucks, the 2nd for the Stars. McLean, check back of his net. Puck goes to the corner. Linden being bothered there by Modano. Gagne is knocked down. Modano gets the puck. Linden watching him in the corner, and the Vancouver captain takes it away from him. Here comes Jeff Courtnall, the overtime hero in Game 5. His weak shot, as he was checked by Ludwig, sails into the corner. Now Ledyard goes back after the puck. He tried to clear, kicked in. Bure has it. Bure driving to the net, out front, and Courtnall couldn't handle the pass, and back comes Dallas. Dumped to the corner. Gagne tried to go after it, but he was checked, and Bure wheels the other way. Bure shoots, it's wide. Ronning gets it. He lets a shot go. That deflects off a body to the other corner. Adams tied up by McPhee. Ludwig trying to clear, and he does get it out. Brown prevented Broughton from going after the loose puck. Now Ronning drives in. Ronning shoots, save. The puck is loose. Bure has it back of the net. He tried to leave it in the corner. It was taken away from him and flipped out by Russ Courtnall. Now the Canucks with some more pressure as Lume dumps it to the corner. Cavallini checked by Ronning. Now the two tie each other up, and finally Cavallini gains control, and he decides simply to flip it out. Lume knocks it down. Ronning couldn't control it. Now it's Russ Courtnall coming back. Russ Courtnall shoots, and it deflected off Glenn to the corner. Lume has it, looking for Jelena. Here he comes down the right side. Jelena trying to drive to the net, and he was checked there by Hatcher. Jelena flips it back to the point. Lume shoots. Knocked down in front. Memesso scores! Memesso!
Well, Momesso scores a goal that he will remember for the rest of his life. He has everybody in this building on their feet. This overtime period started all stars. They outshot Vancouver 7-0 until a couple of shots by Bure. Watch Momesso as he gets a loose puck and goes right to the top. It isn't magic, it's not pretty, it's good old-fashioned hard work. Craven in front of the net. Jelena was key on this shift. He was throughout this entire hockey game. And Momesso gets all arms in the building and on the bench going up. And it's a long way back for the Stars.
Well, a happy band of Vancouver Canucks as they have taken a 3-1 series lead, and they can now wrap things up on Tuesday against the Dallas Stars right here at the Pacific Coliseum. 4 overtime games, 4 overtime victories for the Vancouver Canucks as Sergio Momesso emerges as the hero as the Canucks win it 2-1. Now let's go to Steve Armitage.
Lamolson, 3 stars. The first star from the Vancouver Canucks, he scored the winner in overtime. Sergio Momesso, the second star from the Vancouver Canucks. It was a goaltenders duel, Kirk McLean, and the third star from the Dallas Stars, Andy Moog. The final score in Vancouver this afternoon, a thrilling game from start to finish. The Canucks win it 2-1, and they mob the goal scorer in overtime. Sergio Momesso scores the winner for Vancouver. Vancouver lead the series 3-1. Game 5 is set for Tuesday here at the Pacific Coliseum. The Canucks have a chance to wrap it up. Now we're going live to San Jose to join Bob Cole and